how are you doing? Karibu sana, and this is Rooted Generation. Hashtag RG, where we don't just catch feelings, we also grow in wisdom in a godly perspective. My name is Mizpah, and today tunavunja hii topic ya mapenzi kabisa kabisa. Not the Instagram love, not the Facebook love, not ile amandwendo yenye una catch feelings, kesho imeisha, you're asking yourself, is this love, you know? Because leo tunaongelea that is love beyond emotions. Najiuliza, is it love? Is it attention? Is it emotions? Ama ni emotions zetu zinatudanganya. What is love? What is the meaning of love, you know? And also tuambie what you think about it, because you know, in our generation tumegrow tukiona love kwa soft life. Ukiangalia watu kwa social media we're like, kama hii ni mapenzi hata mimi nataka, you know. Unaona watu wamevaa matching outfits. If they don't wear the matching outfits, that is not love. You know, there's a way social media has defined love. There's a way the public posts zenye tukiona huko, they have really defined love. But na pia that aspect here, what happens? What happens when the feelings reduce? What happens when hakuna gifts? Kama uambii unapendwa and everything. What happens? You know, does it mean that is not love? Well, that is what you're going to answer today. So make sure that you grab your phone. Kimia pale kwa social media handles, that is on Facebook and YouTube. Ambia watu masaa ya kusoma yamefika hapa. And again, another time to get to understand the meaning of love in a deeper level. Get to share that link with friends and family on Facebook, on Instagram, on X, kila mahali. Waambie masaa yamefika, na pia tuambie what is the meaning of love according to you. Get to talk to us on 0799 200 100. We're so glad to hear from you. And we're not alone as always. We are having our pastor with us, Pastor Philip Mulinge. Fasiri aje?
Niko poa sana.
Uko fiti?
Kabisa kabisa.
Happy Valentine. Unajua Valentine ijaisha hiyo season bado.
Bado ijaisha hiyo season. And tunashukuru Mungu sana kwa sababu nakwambia hii time watu wana maswali, watu wanauliza mambo mengi. Huko kwa street watu wanauliza pasi history ya live inaendaje? So it's a very interesting season. Watu wataka kujua hii mambo ya love sana. Wataka kuelewa, imekuwa mystery at a deeper level. Imekuwa mystery kwa watu wengi for a long time, but hapa tunaondoa mystery and we let people understand.
Mambo ya mapenzi na mambo ya moyo jamani. Right, now as we get to understand that is love beyond emotions, according to you, what is the definition of love? What is the meaning of true love? True love.
Well, tukiongea mambo ya true love, of course we know that God is love. Of course you tunajua God is love. But again, we know that there are different kinds of love. So when we talk about love, kuna love aina nyingi. But here we are talking about romantic love. So when we talk about romantic love, hiyo ni ile attraction ambayo inakuwa between a man and a woman, because they want to become a husband and wife, because they want to commit to each other. Kwa hivyo when we talk about true love, kitu ya kwanza very very important miskabi ni motive. Yes, love cannot be defined without talking about the motive. Lazima tuangalie motive yako ni gani. Because when you say I love you, what do you really mean? Do you really love me, ama you love what I have? Do you really love me, or you love my title? You know, what is it that you love? Ni nini unapenda? You know, what is it that you really love? So when we talk about love, and when we want to know the difference between true love and what is not true love, we really have to talk about the motive. Kwa hivyo kuna mahali unaweza pata maybe ati definition kimeandikwa this is love.
This is the true love.
But for you to define true love, you really have to look at the motive. Why are you interested in somebody? Why? So tukijibu hiyo why, then tutajua kama ni true love.
So for denge pale nje, then if a guy tells me, let me just use me, if a guy comes to tell me, you know, Miss Kabi, I love you, you know, and now to the motive, what am I supposed to ask that guy? Because you're saying the motive behind that. What should be the motive? You
know, the motive should be that, you know, I'm interested in building a future with you, you know. Yes, I'm not just interested in hanging out with you. Unajua kuna mtu anaweza kuwa anataka tu maybe umpeleke
picnic.
You know, picnic mahali, pizza hii naonekana mko pamoja, mpige mapicha yake social media. You know, like you know, somebody has been sharing some post online and watu wamekuwa kimuingilia. You know, anapiga picha leo na dem fulani, anasema she just a pal, msiulize mambo mengi. So kesho anapiga na mwingine anasema she just a pal, you know, so nothing serious. Anakaa wiki moja anapiga ingine na another lady, anasema she just a pal, so msikasirike huku nje. So you you know, so people are like, okay, so why are you taking photos with these ladies? What do you want? What are you communicating? What are you saying? So kuna watu ambao their motive is just to put up a show. You know, anataka kuonekana ana connect na huyu na ule na ule. So the real motive should be that you are interested in somebody because you want to build a future with them. Yes. So if that person is not thinking about you futuristically, yes, then hapo hakuna kitu. Hakuna love, hapo hakuna love. Yes, because lazima utake kujua, are you in that person's mind concerning the future? Uko kwa future hiyo mtu ama uko kwa present? So the real motive should be that the person wants to build a future with you. That should be the motive behind love.
Oh, I love the way you've defined it. And you said, you mentioned something to do emotions, and the question is, can you choose to love someone even if you're not feeling the deeper things that people say you're supposed to feel?
Yeah, kuna watu wanangojeanga hizo my emotions, you know, my reaction ili wajua kwa in love. But I want to say that generally speaking, hatuwezi tenganisha love na emotions. Tuanzie hapo. So ukiwa attracted kwa mtu, kuna vitu utafeel. Yeah, kuna unajua hizo vitu, you know, anajua watu wanaelewa kile tunasema. Kuna vitu utafeel. Wakati uko attracted kwa mtu, kuna vitu utasikia. Kuna vitu utasikia. You know, sijui kama kuna wengine huwa wana sweat, I don't know. You know, I used to have somebody, you know, a friend of mine ambaye alikuwaga akiwa na tension ana sweat mikono. Akiwa na stress ana sweat mikono. So I was just curious to know whether, you know, for love bado pia ata sweat, you know, but people have very many reactions, you know, when they are in love, ama kuna what we call a crush, you know. So kuna watu wanakusikiaga goosebumps, you know. So people feel so many things. So generally, I want to say that we may not really separate love from emotions, because God gave us emotions. And one of the ways that, you know, you're attracted is when, you know, your emotions are, you know, zimekorogwa kiasi. Kwa hivyo love may begin there. All right? And many times it does begin there. Una feel attracted kwa hiyo mtu, una feel, you know, emotional, you know, reactions, you know, unasikia goosebumps, unasikia vitu zinatembea kutoka kwa kichwa, butterflies. And kuna mademo wamesema wanaomba wanatumbo, I don't know, wanasikia ni kama wanaumwa na tumbo. Akiona huyu jamaa anasikia uncomfortable sana, you know. So people feel so many things, na wengine huwa wana blush, aizi angalia huyu mtu, you know. Anaweza angalia watu wengine wote, lakini huyu aizi muangalia macho hivi. So hata wakiongea anaangalia kando, you know. So people feel so many things and react, you know, in different ways. So that's okay naturally. And for somebody who maybe does not really feel that, okay, maybe tunaweza taka kujua vizuri whether kuna shida emotionally, because yeah, we are emotional beings,
Kunaweza kuwa na shida.
Maybe kunaweza kuwa atusikiagi kitu au feeling kitu hata kidogo, you know. Unajua pengine wale wasi hata church, you know, worship haiwaguzi, praise haiwaguzi, maombi haiwaguzi, preaching haiwaguzi, hata matangazo haiwaguzi. Sasa mapenzi pia haiwaguzi. So lazima sampodi uguze kiasi, you know, hata kama utaguzwa sana, hata kama utasheka, hata kama utatikisika, but at least you should feel something. So everybody should feel something. Everybody should feel something. So take kusema kwamba hiyo ndio, you know, what you're supposed to follow, but at least naturally, vile Mungu alitupa na vile Mungu alitu design, we are supposed to respond emotionally. So when you're attracted to somebody, kuna vitu utafeel. Yes, as zingine heart itagonga, you know, your heart may beat. So there are things that you feel emotionally when you're attracted to somebody.
Before tuanze kuongelea divine doings zenye watu wana feel huko, you've said that it starts from a point of emotions. And if that is where is the starting point, what will happen when these emotions fail? Because let me say, for example, there are people who out there, unaona chali leo, you're like, oh God, butterflies in the stomach. Zikiisha, does that mean love imeisha?
Well, not really, because tumesema love inaanza kwa emotions. You can feel attracted and feel so many things that you don't even understand. Hata unaweza hata mandoto. You know, unaota mandoto ndio mtu, yani unaona tu umetoroka mumeenda sijui wapi. You know, but after all that, once you feel attracted, you know, the next thing now is that you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice, because you may feel so many things, but ni kama tu unaweza tembea kwa barabara na, you know, unaweza sikia cravings za vitu mingi sana, but does not mean that you're going to buy whatever you're seeing. Unaweza feel cravings za kufanya what we call impulse buying, you know. You may be, you know, you may feel that I want this, but you may just choose to pass it. Kwa hivyo after you feel all that, at the end of the day you must make a choice. And if you make a choice to enter into a relationship and commit yourself to somebody, then now to get another stage where now you have to prove commitment. Unaona? So because emotions can come and go. Zinaweza kuja zikienda. And by the way, just for us to understand, unajua hizo emotions zenye watu wanasikia na hiyo attraction. Kuna hormone inaitwa dopamine.
Yeah.
Yes, ambayo inakuwa responsible for that. So when you feel that you can't get that person off your mind, huyo mtu unamfikiria kila wakati, kuna hormone inaitwa dopamine inafanya wera your time. Inafanya job. And actually like I've discovered ya kwamba dopamine is also the same hormone ina produce watu wakivuta bangi. So they say that when somebody is in love, na you know, na mtu amevuta bangi, au watu wanakuwa class moja. Yeah, so when you're in love and you know, you are feeling all these things, wewe na mtu mwenye amevuta bangi mko hivi, hamna tofauti. You know, that's why actually Solomon alisema, kuna kitu inamshangaza in Proverbs 30. Solomon akasema, I don't understand what happens when somebody is in love. Sielewi, because huyo mtu kuna vile wanazaa kubehave. Unaweza na tu mtu ako in love, amepita kwa karibu na mtu mwenye pengine kwa attracted to that person ama akona crush. Akipita tu hapo anategwa. For no reason anategwa, anaanguka. You know, because mwili yake ina produce, kuna vitu ina produce, kuna hiyo dopamine inataka a lot of excitement. So unapata mtu anajibu maswali hata hajaulizwa. Just because ako around that person ambaye ako attracted to. So all that happens at the first initial stages of love. You may feel all that, but now after that, now once you enter into a relationship, it's very, very important for people to know ya kwamba you have to go beyond the emotions.
Alright.
Lazima upite emotions sasa uende kwa another level ambayo tunaita making a choice and also proving commitment.
And do you think this generation has confused between love and excitement?
Kabisa,
How?
kabisa. You know, because I was looking at an example, because we have to look at natural examples to understand. Magnet inavutaka vitu. But you know, one day I was doing something with a magnet, and then I just set it around some things and ikapulpul vitu. And I was plucking out what I didn't want. Sikuwa nataka yet. Kuna kitu nilikuwa nimepotea na nilikuwa natafuta, it was magnetic. So nilikuwa nimepull vitu mingi sana, nilipull misumari, vitu mingi, but I was pulling out what I didn't want until I found what I wanted. So nikaelezea kwamba you may feel attracted and excited about various people, different people. Leo unaweza feel attracted kwa huyu, kesho unaweza feel excited to, you know, about somebody else. But I came to realize ya kwamba at the end of the day, you have to differentiate between genuine attraction and fake attraction.
So there is fake attraction.
There's fake attraction. Yeah, there's fake attraction. Unaweza kuwa attracted kwa mtu just because maybe, you know, alikuwa ameng'ara fit your day. You know, unaweza kuwa attracted kwa mtu kwa sababu pengine ulimwona kwa TV. You're like, oh, you know, like yesterday I was watching a program with my wife and I saw somebody to go to school near high school. You know, alikuwa na make a statement. I was like, wow, this guy to near high school. I was just excited, you know, but it doesn't mean that I want to be friends with that person. Not really. I was just excited that nimemwona kwa TV because tulikuwa tunasoma naye. So kuna watu wanaweza feel attracted for various reasons that are not genuine. Kwa hivyo lazima to separate, you know, hii attraction, tujiulize, is it genuine ama is it fake? So that usiseme tu attraction yote ni love. Hapana. Not every attraction you feel is love. And that's why, by the way, you know, manufacturers kuna kitu wanafanya when they manufacture magnetic products. Ndio magnet, kuna vitu mingi sana by the way ziko kwa hao ambazo they are magnetic. Lakini watu wana zikivuta vitu. Otherwise there will be so much confusion kwa devices kwa nyumba. Lakini what manufacturers do, wanatumia kitu inaitwa magnetic shielding. So wanafunika hiyo magnet na layer fulani so that hata ikiwa kwa nyumba haitavuta vitu. So we need to find a way, you know, to have discipline to know ya kwamba hii attraction si genuine. And you block it. Unaona, you block it. Kwa hivyo lazima tufike mahali tuangalie, tujiulize, hii attraction, is it genuine or is it fake? So there are things that we have to do to ensure that we don't fall for fake attraction.
I love the way you brought it out. Kwa hivyo mjue kuna genuine attraction na kuna fake attraction. And still on it, the same thing that we're talking about love, let me add chemistry. You know, zile mavitu zenye mtu anafeel. Chale nakwambia na kufeel, unanifeel. Okay, feeling, you know, that feeling that comes, does it mean you are compatible, the two of you?
Again, not really. Not really. Kumbuka nimesema magnet inaweza vuta anything. It can attract so many things. So again, unaweza jipata uko tu attracted kwa mtu because nimesema maybe alikuwa amevaa fit hiyo day. Na huyo mtu pengine anaweza kuwa attracted kwa wewe kwa sababu pengine ulitoa compliment, you know? Unaweza pita tu kwa msemo mwambie, "Hey, you look nice today." So wewe ulikuwa attracted na vile amedunga, vile ameng'ara. Na yeye amekuwa attracted na comment yako. Does not really mean that you love each other. Not really. Hapana. Kwa hivyo it does not necessarily mean ya kwamba because you feel attracted that now you are in love. Hapana. It doesn't always mean that.
All right. And now let's explore the different ways today's generation they define love, and we get to understand, is it really love, you know, at a deeper level. And let me start with money and gifts. Tuko season ya mapenzi jamani. Kuna mtu asifu
imetoa warning
no money okay. Kama ukipatikana nayo fine ya 2,000 ama imprisonment ya 3 years. Anyway, let's circle back to what you're saying. That is money and gifts. Are the people who believe if my man, if my lovey-dovey pale nje hajanipea zawadi, you know, this season ya Valentine, kama hajanipea anything, that is not love. Is that how it's supposed to be?
Hapana, kwa sababu unajua kuna mistake inaendelea saa hizi. Watu wana narrow down love to things, to material things. So and kuna kitu ulisema tukianza, kuna pressure kubwa sana huko nje. Pressure because ukiingia kwa social media watu wana show off zile vitu wamepewa. Wana show off zile vitu waliletewa. Wana show off ma surprise. Kuna ka video ilikuwa naona juzi, kadema alikuwa kwa super kamezunguka sana. Dema kwa super tu ako tu shughuli zake tu anapanga vitu kwa super. Jamaa ameingia na gift na jamaa mwingine ameshika, inaitwa nini, trumpet, hata hajui kuipiga. Trumpet hata haitoi sauti. Na kuna mwingine anachukua kamera. You know, so kuna pressure huku nje ya watu kuna narrow down love to material things. But of course, there's a part where we give. Because love gives, and that is okay. Love gives because the Bible says that for God so loved that he gave. So watu wanaweza argue na hiyo verse. Kuna watu wengi sana wanatumia hiyo verse kusema for God so loved that he gave. So kama huyo jamaa hakupei ama that lady hakupei, ni kumaanisha hakuna love. But not necessarily. Kumbuka love also rebukes. God is love, he also rebukes. God is love, he also transforms. God is love, he's also merciful. He does so many things. So in the name of love, God does so many things, not only giving. Because giving is not the only way that we can define love. Love has so many angles and so many aspects. Kwa hivyo ya kusema lazima nipewe ndio jamaa approve ya kwamba anani love. Hapana. Kuna watu wengi sana wanapeananga charity. Maybe you are just maybe amekuangalia akaona umechapa sana. Na kwake kukupea maybe ni charity. But you say that is love. So we have to really redefine love and help people come out of the materialism. Yes, ambayo siku hizi imeshika watu wengi sana. So si kweli ya kwamba ati mtu akupei akupendi. Kumbuka miskabi kwamba kuna watu ambao maybe to them giving does not make a lot of sense to them. Maybe vile amekuwa brought up, maybe vile amelelewa, hakukuwa na hiyo mambo ya gifts na mambo ya kupewa vitu ovyo ovyo. So hiyo mtu akiingia kwa relationship so expect atakupewa ovyo ovyo. So imagine a guy ametoka kwa background ambayo gifts, I mean that's a foreign language. Kupewa vitu ovyo ovyo is a foreign language. Huko ni kujitafutia, kungangana, kupambana. Ama mngoje wazungu walete vitu mpate. Because maybe it's a poor background. But here is another lady ambaye ametoka kwa background ambayo every event is celebrated with a gift. Everything is about gifts. Father akitoka kwa hawa akiana kirudi jioni analeta gift. So when these two people come together, the lady values gifts, values material things, but the man does not value material things. So kutakuwa na conflict kwa sababu this lady interprets love as material things.
What about that notion that people say on social media, kama akupei anapeana kwingine? Yeah, what about that?
Hiyo ndio notion tuna correct. Nimesema ya kwamba kuna watu ambao them not giving to you or them not being generous towards you doesn't mean that they don't love you. Maybe that's not the way they show love. That's not how they express love. And what if maybe people are going through some challenges, all right, and they're not able to support, they're not able to give you, they're not able to surprise you, not like surprise, they're not able to surprise you. So I want to say that initially when people start a relationship, before they get married, there is no obligation whatsoever ya kupeana materially, ama ya ku give each other material gifts. Kama watu watapeana, let them do it out of, you know, free will. You know, what iwe kitu voluntary. Wakati watu wako kwa marriage, now that's something else. Kuna responsibility. But before marriage, tupunguze hiyo pressure. Wacha tupunguze pressure. Uzime moto. Watu wasiumie. You know, jamaa anakupea simu yake na yeye anabaki hivi anatumia kabambe. Alafu miezi 2 unamwacha kwa mataa. Jamaa anakuwa you know, ana isolate for a whole year. You know, kwa sababu alikupea phone alafu kamwacha. So we have to really calm down the pressure. Yes, love is not material things, hapana. Love is beyond that. Kwa hivyo tuache kusema love ni mambo ya material things, hapana.
And before we go for a short break, is it possible for someone to be financially generous, financially available, but emotionally unavailable, and they think this is affecting a lot of people?
Hapo ni kweli. Kuna watu bedhe do kukupea si shida. Lakini emotionally ako nje kabisa. Yani hata hayuko. No attention, no affection, they don't care. You know, alikwambia, you know, kuna mtu anaweza mwambia bedhe nilikuwa hosi, I was not feeling well, ako like yeah. So how much did it cost, like you know, hata kuuliza uko aje. So there are people that financially they are okay, but emotionally they are not there. Hawako, they are not present. And I want to say that some of these people si makosa yao. Pengine ni background ile mtu ametoka. Background yake haikumpatia that emotional touch. Alright, ilimuonyesha life is only materialistic. So unapata msee emotionally hayuko kabisa, hayuko. Ukijaribu ku bring issues ambazo ni emotional, hiyo mtu hafeel chochote. Because life vile imemfunza na life, you know, vile imemuonyesha, you know, lazima live beyond the emotions. So there are people that are not as emotional because of the background na kule ambako wametoka. So it happens. But tunataka kusema majamaa, please, because majamaa ndio affectiwa sana. At least show some affection, you know, be emotional kiasi tu. Kiasi tu, as Fasia said. Well, the conversation is deep. We are going for a short break, but make sure that you stay locked and get to interact with us on social media handles. What has stood out for this? I stood out for you on this conversation because we are helping you understand what is the true meaning of love. Is it chemistry? Is it attention? Is it the mandwendwings? Is it the physical touch? Hizo vitu zote tunazijibu papa hapa, and get to share that link with friends and family. Tell them it's another time to understand the true meaning of love. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after the short break.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Praise the Lord. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. My name is Pastor Philip Mulinge. I'm a pastor at Mizpah House of Prayer. Have you heard about this book, Preparing for a Godly Marriage? This is a book that I have done, and I want to say that marriages don't fail because there is no love. Marriages largely fail because of no or poor preparation. And many people prepare for a wedding, but how many people prepare for marriage? And that is why God gave me a burden to do this book that will be a blessing to the body of Christ. If you have not gotten this book, you have an opportunity to get it. You can reach out to us and we will give you more details on how you can get the book. The book is available online. Yes, it is available online. So if you're not in the country, you are outside the country, you can get it on seller.com and also on Amazon. This is a must-have book for us to have stable marriages in this generation. God bless you in Jesus' name.
Well, sometimes it's unbearable. And we can choose to do the unthinkable.
Hapa Mungu anaweza saidia tu.
How about you try this instead?
You have been upgraded.
Here, burdens are lifted as soon as you step your feet on this holy ground.
You have been upgraded.
You are upgraded to wait upon and receive from God. Karibu Mizpah, your place of encounter with God. In a world of rush dating and casual connections, marriage doesn't fail accidentally. It fails when preparation is ignored. I'm talking about Preparing for a Godly Marriage by Philip K. Mulinge. This is not just a book. It is a step-by-step roadmap from singlehood to a lifelong union. Whether you're single and searching, dating, or you are recovering from your past relationship, this guide equips you with biblical wisdom that actually works even in the real world. Don't just get married, prepare and build a foundation that lasts a lifetime. Reach out to us today on 07 277 66 553 and grab your copy today.
Welcome back, and this is Rooted Generation, where we help you, the young person, understand love and its intricacies, and as well we help you understand love in a godly perspective. And I'm not alone, we're back with Pastor Philip. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Asante sana.
And today tunaongelea love beyond emotions.
Kabisa.
And I've just remembered to remind our viewers that we have a book here that is Preparing for a Godly Marriage, and the author is Pastor Philip.
Yeah.
Make sure that they get to grab a copy, because it's also on social media. That is on seller.com and also on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to our conversation. I love the way on the first section umetusaidia kuelewa what is the meaning of love, you know, at a deeper level, you know, love beyond emotions itself. And in the still in the last section tulikuwa na tumeangalia different ways the way this generation is expressing love. Tukaangalia money and gifts and the love the way you have explained it. Now let's check sex. Watu wanagongeana huko nje. Kwanza hii season ya mapenzi, the month of love, pasi kuna watu watagongewa huko. And now let me ask you, can love make one can sex make one feel loved?
Well, in a way, because you see now we are emotional beings, we are also sexual beings. Kwa hivyo hatuwezi deny hiyo fact ya kwamba, you know, people have certain needs, biological needs. But you see now, again, that's where people make another mistake, where they think that just because this person, you know, goes to bed with you, anakupenda. Not really. We angalia story ya Tamar na Amnon, you know, in the book of 2 Kings 13. Biblia inasema kwamba, I mean 2 Samuel. Bible inasema kwamba, you know, Amnon went to bed with Tamar, but after that akamfukuza akamwambia toka hapo uende. You know, he didn't really love her. That was called lust. Kwa hivyo kwa hii story ya mapenzi, we really have to talk about lust, because lust is real. Lust is out there. Kwa hivyo kuna watu ambao they want to push you into the bed because what they have is lust, is not love. And that's why we say that don't go to the bed too early. Don't go too early, because mukienda kabla hamjakuwa married, you will never know whether this person is genuine with you or not. You will never be able to know whether what you feel is genuine or not. Kwa hivyo tunaambia watu wajichunge, kwa sababu kuna, you know, we have people out there who are out to destroy and you know, just to take advantage of people. Kwa hivyo please be very very careful. I will tell people to be very very careful. Hii story ya last ni real. Kwa hivyo usijipeane kwa mtu if you're not married. Let it wait. Yeah, atulie.
And you know, out here the funny thing, nimeona la sex imeongezewa kwa one of the love languages, if you don't know that on social media. Yes. And most of the guys are telling ladies, it is one of my love language. And now the lady is like, because I'm intentional with this man, because I want to build something with this man. He's been showing up, he's been present, he's been my cheerleader, he's been my everything. Yes. To sustain this relationship, wacha tu nimpatie kitu isonge. What do you think about that?
Unaona tu hivyo tu umefanya, hivyo tu umefanya ndivyo anafanyia wengine. The same way, you know, the same way it is happening to other ladies as well. Be sure. Kwa hivyo any man who will force you, you know, into the bedroom very quickly, just know he is also forcing other women at the same time. Kwa hivyo we want to say this ya kwamba love is not sustained in the bedroom. It is not sustained in the bedroom. It is sustained by genuine motive. Genuine motive. That's why we are saying keep away until you get married. Kaa mbali, ogopa hiyo kitu. Kaa mbali until you get married. Kwa hivyo hata kama anasema ni love language yake, mwambie hata mimi ni yangu lakini in marriage. Yeah, in marriage, mwambie in marriage, not outside marriage. So the moment people do these things very early before they get married, we're in a compromise a lot of things. And it is one of the reasons for many heartbreaks. I tell you, so many heartbreaks, because kuna kitu inaitwa soul tie. The moment people become intimate, kuna kitu inaitwa soul tie. And one of the strongest soul ties that are created are sexual soul ties.
It's true, yeah.
Na kuvunja hiyo soul tie ni ngumu sana. Soul tie inamaanisha ya kwamba you become one. Yes, you become one. So unapata mtu muliachana, lakini you can't get over that person. And you can't get over him, you can't get over her. Inakuwa ngumu sana. Na kama muliachana painfully, I'm telling you, breaking free from that bitterness and from that pain, from that heartbreak, will take the grace of God. It will take extra grace. Ile inaitwa exceeding abundant grace. So we are saying ya kwamba when people become intimate, there's a very strong soul tie ambayo inatengenezwa. And to deal with it is very very serious. So we are saying this, please just keep away, wait for the right time, wait for marriage. That's the right time to express that love language. Kwa hivyo mwambie love language iweke. Put it aside. You know, when we were dating with my wife, we read that book called you know, The 5 Love Languages. And you know, tukaona hizo zote zilikuwa hapo, and even this one was there. You know,
sex was
yes,
there.
it was there because, you know, kuna touch, kuna sex, ziko hapo. So when we read, we said this one is for marriage. So we're not even going to read about this. We are going to look at the others. Kwa hivyo we made a deliberate decision ya kwamba this is a love language for marriage, not for dating.
Specifically for marriage.
Yeah, it is specifically for marriage. Any love language ambayo inahusu physical intimacy, physical, that one is a love language for marriage. Kwa hivyo ngojeni mfike huko.
And you know, if that is the case, so does sex create attachment even when there is no commitment? Because I've seen on social media unapita mdenge anajua uchelia mpeni, but anasema I know when I sleep with this guy, he'll get attached to me. Is there a possibility to that?
Yeah, because of the soul tie. The moment you become intimate with somebody, kunakuwa na soul tie, kunakuwa na bond. A soul tie is a bond. It's an emotional bond. So yes, somebody can feel attracted to you, but remember, you know, what triggered the attraction? The bedroom. So what will need to be done to keep it? The bedroom. So what happens when the bedroom is not available? What happens when the bedroom is not available? Utaachwa kwa mataa. Kuanza kumpea story ati I'm in that period of the month, atakwambia sawa tuonane. So when the bedroom becomes the central focus, your relationship, then everything breaks down because there is no genuine love there. Kwa hivyo we have to understand ya kwamba so many things can happen. Yes, you may not be physically present with that person. So what happens? Amazing ya kwa bedroom online. Mtafanya nini? So that person, because what made that person attracted to you is that. So kama sex ndio ileta huyo mtu, then you have to continue doing it to sustain it. So what happens when it's not available? What happens when it's not available? What happens when it is not available? Yes, let's say, you know, there are many factors. There are many factors. So nimesema for women, you know what happens, at a particular time of the month, and it's not possible for you to have sex at that time. So what happens? Wakati one day, because if you eventually get married and you become pregnant, kuna so many technicalities. So what happens when you cannot give it, when you can't give sex? What happens when you travel outside the country? Let's say tuseme umeenda nje kusoma, you are going for 6 months and you can't give sex to this guy, and that is what brought this guy to you. So it means ya kwamba you have to allow this man to look for sex elsewhere, because that is how you showed, that's how you showed him, and ulimonyesha hiyo ndio love,
a way of expressing
yes,
love.
Exactly. So lazima itafute kwingine. So atakwambia mimi niko tu hapa, lakini wewe maliza shughuli zako rudi. But in the meantime, I can't say like that. So when a relationship is founded on sex, then everything is already damaged. There is nothing that can really, there's nothing serious ambayo watu wanaweza jenga kutoka hapo. So we are saying ya kwamba let's not center love on sex. Let it center love on the right things. Yes, and one is the right motive, and one to build a future together in the right way. Kwa hivyo hiyo mambo ya sex imeaffect watu wengi sana. So they think that that is how they maintain a relationship. Uliza watu wengi watakwambia people have been left, watu wameachwa kwa mata, wamekuwa heartbroken, wamevunjwa moyo. Some ladies have been left pregnant with babies. The moment jamaa alijua tu hivi you are pregnant, hiyo ndio siku ulisikia mteja wa nambari uliopiga hapatikani kwa mapenzi. Hapatikani kwa mapenzi.
And I'm just having this question in mind. Then why does after msia amekupitia the relationship ends? Why?
It's because love was not the motive, it was lust. Yes, and lust is careless. Lust is careless. And hiyo nimesema a very typical example ni Tamar and Amnon. The moment he's left with her, the Bible says that he hated her more than he even loved her at first. So lust is careless. Love is caring, but lust is careless. Ndio hiyo sasa. Hiyo ndio reason. Lust is careless. Does not care for anything. There has no respect for anybody. So ndio maana watu wakishalala pamoja, kama ilikuwa lust, it doesn't care anymore. So that person can just trash your number and that's it. Hiyo jamaa kama ulikuwa na Jomali anaishi, unaweza pata amehama. Doesn't care, So nataenda kwa relationship na mtu mwingine na utajua, and there's nothing you can do about it, because lust does not care. So if lust was the motive, then you have to be prepared that there will be no care, there will be no affection there.
All right, that's really interesting. Kwa hivyo mmesikia nyinyi watu wenye mnataka kupitiwa, kugongeana, that is not the real way and the real definition of love. Utaachwa. Na ukiachwa basi amesema utaumia vibaya sana. So tell us, can you relate to this, or do you have a story to share? Please get to talk to us on 0799 200 100, and we're so glad and happy to hear from you. Another way, before we dive into how real love should look like, the other way the young people believe love should look like, or let me say the young people say they believe the calm love is boring. They want the intensity one. Nikikuona ninaanguka. What could be the problem? Is it that the generation has evolved? Is it the times? Is it the seasons? Ama hormones may change?
Hormones as they change. I think need to resema, because there's a lot of PDA. If you know what that means, there's a lot of public display of affection. So your public displaying too much until watu now wanna because if you see, let me give an example. We have couples that go online and they show people how they relate. So whether they are dating or they are married, kuna watu wengi sana wanaenda online kuonyesha mapenzi. Na hiyo moment wamecapture ile moment, maybe wako excited, hormones ziko pale juu, emotions ziko pale juu. But those people are not always like that. Hawakuwa hivyo kila wakati. Lakini kile wali capture online, ama kwa ile video waliweka online, wali capture hiyo part ambayo wako so excited, wanafurahia. And I was talking to somebody and alikuwa ananiambia kwamba I realize nowadays kuna watu wengi sana wako online, wako biashara. In fact si couple, wako busy. Cheki, si umesota nimesota. Cheki, tuingie online, tufanye mambo, tupate do. So after hiyo online, wakimalizana online hivi, wanagawana pesa, kila mtu analala home. So there's a lot of public display. So watu wanafikiri kumbe love ni hiyo excitement, ni kuchangamka kila wakati. You may not always be excited every time. You may not always feel that excitement. Kwa hivyo there are times that you can become and you're still in love. There are times you can just be settled and you are composed, but you are still in love. So the fact that you're not so much excited, you're not always feeling goosebumps when you see somebody, doesn't mean that you're not really in love. So kumbuka tulisema kwamba it can begin there. It can begin with goosebumps. You know, you feel excited when you're talking to that person. Not always blink. I mean, macho tu umefungwa tu hivi. You know, you're just staring at that person. Yani kama umekuwa glue huku. Not always blink because you are in love. Lakini by and by mkiendelea utarealize hiyo mtu anaweza kuwa na bonga na unalala. Yani anakuongelesha ukidozi. But hapo nyuma you are full attention. Look at full attention. So as people go on by and by, they realize that kwamba, you know, they are, you know, times fluctuate, and seasons fluctuate. So kuna time ambayo you may not be so much excited, you may not shout, you know, you may not respond excitedly, but doesn't mean that you're not in love. You're still in love. It's only that maybe kuna mambo unapitia, it's not the right time. So yeah. Kwa hivyo unaweza pigia mtu simu by the way na maybe alikuwa tu ameamka. Vile anaongea si vile atakuongelesha. Utasikia yeah, so kuna time kwa relationship unaweza ongelesha msee hataki kuongea, ajisikii kuongea. Ati unasema but kuna time utamcall, hey sugar rush anakupea story. So kuna hizo waves kwa relationship unapiga msee hataki kuongea ama mnabonga, unampea story anakuangalia tu like okay, that's good. So all these are waves ambazo huwa zina watu wanapitia. These are different seasons kwa relationship but does not mean that there's no love.
And why do many young people out here wanajikuta wameingia into that thing that we call obsession? Why?
You know, obsession is when you are so into a person. Yani the obsession is the destructive attraction. Let me call it destructive attention. When you are destructively attracted to somebody, now that's obsession. Because obsession is when now you are so much into somebody to the point that you can't help yourself. You can't help it. It's as if you are useless without that person or you are useless without that relationship. Kwa hivyo ikifika kwa obsession, then something is totally wrong. And people can get to that level for various reasons, all right? And one of the reasons maybe is because we invest. Obsession is when now somebody is destructively attracted to somebody. Na ikifika hapo is not a good place. Na kuna various reasons why somebody can be obsessed. And one of the reasons why media is wakati mtu ameinvest kwa relationship too much. Especially maybe mtu ameinvest financially. That's why there are things that the boundaries ambazo lazima watu waweke kwa relationship. Wasifike kwa place ya obsession. You are so obsessed if this person leaves you. Yani amekuwa kama oxygen. Yes, obsession hiyo point yenye mtu amekuwa kama oxygen. Without him always ukaishi. Ni kama samaki kutolewa kwa maji. You know, the only reason why we should be so much obsessed is because of God and not men. Kwa hivyo ikifika hapo ni very dangerous. So kuna watu ambao wameinvest financially kwa relationship. You know, jamaa amepatia dem loan ya 200k. Yani huyu dem akadisappear, huyu jamaa jua ataanzia wapi? So anafika mahali anakuwa so obsessed na huyu dem kwa sababu kuna kitu, there's a factor ama kuna kitu ambayo ina cause your obsession because kuna investment ameweka. Wengine ladies, let me give an example with the ladies. A lady has slept with this man. The lady has given her virginity. The lady has invested, you know, her body to this person. So anafilia kwamba you have taken something very valuable from me. You have to marry me by all means. I have to stay with you. We have to stay together. We can't separate. So when that person is left, anakuwa kama ako useless. Hakuna kitu kingine ambayo anaweza fanya. Let me give an example. Miss Kabi, there's a lady who, you know, got into a relationship with a guy. They were planning to get married. And then the lady made a very terrible mistake. You know, the guy told her, you know what, I have something I'm doing because I'm looking for money for us to do our wedding. And because we cannot do a wedding less than 1 million, you know, I'm believing God for something great. So the lady was excited. Tafanya wedding ya 1M plus. So the guy akamwambia, I want to offset a certain loan I have and take another one. So what I want you to do, please, can you take a loan and just lend me 800k? I want to offset a certain loan. And if you offset your loan, I'll be able to take another bigger one. So when I take a big loan, then tutakuwa na pesa kufanya wedding. So then I was like, wow, it is for our mutual good. So akachukua loan, akatumia jamaa. I tell you, the moment hizo dozi ilifika tu hivi, jamaa alienda mteja. The moment tu ona pesa hivi alert kwa simu, akazima simu. The lady was like, "Ai, kwani what is going on?" She kept calling. Umeona do? Ana text. Umeona pesa? Hapati jibu. Hapati jibu. The whole day, the following day, 1 week, 2 weeks, she's looking for this guy. Do you know this lady went crazy?
Oh God.
Yes.
Because of
Alinok.
Mapenzi wewe.
Alinok.
Oh God.
Because now, the moment she sent that money like this, obsession ikaingia. Now she became obsessed with this man. This man cannot leave me. I have invested too much. You need obsession. And it's not a good thing. Si kitu kizuri. That's what tunasema ya kwamba there are boundaries ambazo watu lazima waweke. So if you put the right boundaries, you will not come to that place where you are so obsessed with this person that you cannot do without them. And if at all anything happens and you can't stay together, you can't continue, at least you should be able to leave each other and continue with your personal life. Right. So obsession ni kitu baya sana. I pray that nobody reaches there.
Hallelujah. What was go obsessed now to go. Yeah. And because our time is actually, we have a few, actually 1 minute, generally in one statement, what is true love now?
Yeah. True love is founded on the right motives. Is founded on the right motives. And actually, I want to say this because there's a lot that I've talked about. And if you can get this book called Preparing for a Godly Marriage, it will teach you so many things. I've talked about true love versus lust. It is a whole topic on true love. But I'm just summarizing it to say that true love is based on the right motives. The right motives. Why is this person attracted to you? Why are you attracted to this person? Yes, kwa hivyo tukisha define motive, then we'll be good to go. Just in a nutshell, that's what I can say. True love is based on the right motives. The right motives. Yeah.
I believe our viewers have learned a lot. Sasa at least hii season ya love utafanyiwa ile kitu. And leo tumevunja history ya love kabisa, na tumeona si kila butterfly ni destiny, si kila chemistry that you feel out there, those big feelings means compatibility. Also Pasia usema that si kila that I love you that you're told is commitment. Well, someone can be financially stable, giving you everything, all the materials, but when it comes to emotionally, that person is unavailable. Kwa hivyo, make sure that you sit down, analyze your relationship, and if you want to enter in a relationship, please make sure you ask yourself, do I really understand the true meaning of love? If yes, well, you're good to go. If no, please, tulia, do a recap of what you've discussed with Pasi, and you're going to learn a lot of things. Well, thank you so much for TE for this segment that is a rooted generation. This way get to help you understand love in a deeper level, and we help you understand it in a godly lens. Until next time, please make sure that you love wisely, choose intentionally. I'm Miss Kavi. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.